Authorities say things got bad very quickly yesterday on I-94 in northwestern Indiana. 1 second the roadway was clear, the next near whiteout conditions.
The massive pileup involved more than 40 vehicles. 3 people were killed in the wreck, including a husband and wife from Grand Rapids. And an ADA man was injured. He was the last man to actually be pulled from all that wreckage.
We do have team coverage for you tonight. Danny Carlson talked with a friend of the couple who died, but we want to start with Joe LaFurgey, who spoke with the ADA man who was rescued. Joe?
Yeah, along with the tragedy of those 3 deaths, there were some pretty amazing stories of survival.
Got to know another young man out there. His name was Jeff. This was the worst scenario we had out there. The semis, he was encased in semis. He was on top of a car. I won't get into the graphics of it, but I think it took us about 2 hours to get him out.
The fire chief is talking about Jeff Rennell of Ada. He told us his story of survival earlier today. Did you ever doubt you would get out?
No, I never did. And
hard to believe when you consider Jeff Rennell was in the middle of this mess. He was headed home from Chicago yesterday afternoon. The snow was falling.
The roads weren't horrible, but snow came across the road, and then by the time it cleared, there was a jackknife semi-truck.
200 yards ahead. No panic. Rennell figured he had plenty of time to stop.
But I put the brake on, and it was black ice, and I sped up when I put my brake on.
Rennell did stop by impact. The front of his SUV wedged under the saddle tanks on the semi's tractor. The passenger side of his vehicle was where the center console should be.
And the semi-truck radiator was here.
But he was alive. In fact, Rennell's injuries weren't all that severe. The question at that point, how was he going to get out?
If you saw where I was in that car, it's miraculous.
Enter the first responders. 4 hours in freezing conditions they worked, peeling away the semi in Rennell's vehicle like an onion, layer by layer.
They all were awesome. I mean, there was 15 guys trying to get me out of that car for 3 hours, and they said, "We're not leaving tonight till you get out of this car. We're going to get you out of this car."
Several hours later, Rennell was finally free. He suffered a hairline fracture to his leg, a broken ankle, a scratch on the head, the beginnings of hypothermia, and a lot of aching muscles from the crash, but he was alive. It's the kind of event that may change someone's life, but not Jeff Rennell's.
Because I've always focused on my family, my kids, and my wife, and because life is so short and so precious, and I'm going to be the same person I was going into this accident that was coming out.
Rennell tells me he will return to northern Indiana once he's up and around. He promised a local fire chief and his crew he'd buy him a beer.
Wow, great story, Joe. Thank you.